Hi, welcome back to the Ultimate Frontline Leadership Training Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Quinn. Have you or anyone you know ever lost their temper over a seemingly little thing? Well, today we're going to address resentment banks. Now, resentment banks are where people restore their frustration. If you notice when other people do things that frustrate you or don't do things that they were supposed to do, making you have to do their work for them, you'll have made a few deposits in the resentment bank yourself. Now, this bank is open 24/7, and you could be making deposits in other people's banks without even having to be there. When people deposit enough resentments, they get angry, difficult to work with, call in sick, quit, ruin things on purpose, gossip to others so they can feel justified in their resentments because, other people agreed with them, so, they feel better about themselves for having resented you. And this can also spread resentments to other people. Everyone makes resentment banks. Spouses, kids, coworkers, employees, customers, bosses, even you. Every time you repeat an offense against someone or something, you add some more currency to the resentment bank. And if you don't fix the problem, one day you're going to find you have overdeposited your account with someone and all heck is going to break loose. Then you're going to sit and wonder, why did such a small thing affect that person so much? Well, it wasn't a small thing if it sat on top of a lot of other things. So altogether, it was a huge deal. And that's why somebody lost their stuff, because it was just the straw that broke the camel's back. All resentments combined can create a mountain of anger and resentment and slide over you like a smoothie hurled from across the room. Once this happens, it's probably too late to do much to fix it, and the explosion of frustration probably blew back on you, and now you're angry at the other person. And so now you've made some resentment bank deposits in somebody else's name. And you're probably also not in any big hurry to fix it now that you're mad at somebody else. So how do you solve this problem? This falls under the category of simple but not easy. All you have to do is grab a big helping of humility, something that should be in every great leader's toolbox, and make amends. I'll say it again. Don't apologize. Make amends. I'm sorry is the biggest lie we tell each other all the time. And how can you tell when I'm sorry, when an apology is not sincere? Well, if somebody apologizes as they're doing something or right before they're doing something, like, oh, I'm sorry, and they go reach right in front of your face or whatever, they're not apologizing. They're trying to be polite, but they're not sorry. That's a pretty good way to tell if someone's being sincere in their apology or not. And apologies generally are not sincere. We get used to doing it, and we don't think very much of it. So in order not to fall into the I'm sorry trap and just walk around going, oops, sorry, and then just walking away, because that really didn't fix anything. So in order to fix these problems so that they don't become a mountain of anger that just gets exploded on you one day out of the blue, let's go over how to make amends. Making an amends is going to wipe the slate clean. You're going to feel good about the other person. They're going to feel really good about you. And you're going to work together great again. You're not going to have any built-up resentments over each other if you do these simple 4 steps. Number 1, you do need to apologize. Step 1 means you're going to address the problem. Okay, something happened and you're going to have to apologize for it. But that's not where it ends. All right, you're going to address the problem. Say, I'm sorry. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to invoke the relationship. You're going to say, hey, you really mean a lot to me. I enjoy working with you, and having this thing in between us is just, it doesn't work for me. I'm not going to have a good time. I really enjoy your friendship and the way we work together, and I don't want anything to disturb that. And so we need to fix this. And again, I'm sorry for what I did, and you're a valuable person to me, and I don't want this to affect us. So that's 1 and 2. Apologize, address the person's feelings, and let them know that you mean a lot to them, or they mean a lot to you. And the third thing is fix it. All right? Now, if you broke something of somebody's, then get them another one. If something got damaged or spilled on, then you get it cleaned. Okay, you take responsibility for making sure it gets fixed. Don't listen to them saying, "Oh yeah, yeah, don't worry about it," because we all say that, and that's another big lie we tell each other. It's not okay. If you harmed somebody in any way, you need to apologize. You need to invoke their relationship with you and let them know how valuable they are to you. And then you need to fix the problem. Okay, get their clothes dry cleaned. You buy them another sweater, whatever it is to fix the problem. And then the fourth step is really important too. It's don't do it again. All right. If you say I'm sorry and then you go and do the same thing again, you weren't being sincere. All right. Nobody's going to believe that you were really sorry about anything. So the fourth step is really hard because you have to consciously remember what you did and make sure that you don't do it again. All right. So that's the four steps there are to making amends, and that will ensure that whatever resentment they have harboring for you gets erased. Okay, all those resentment deposits that they made are now spent, they've been withdrawn, and now you have a clean slate to work with. And you're going to find that they're feeling a lot better about you, you're feeling a lot better about them. You know the relationship has been mended, everybody's happy. If you see each other on the street, you're going to wave at each other because there's nothing keeping you from enjoying each other's relationship. So make sure that you do all four of those steps. So whenever there's a problem, you want to make sure that you ask yourself, am I at fault? You want to do that first before you start pointing fingers and blaming people that something didn't work or something didn't happen, and even though it may have been an action that somebody else took, you still get asked, did I do anything to provoke this? Looking within is a trait of an excellent manager. Not just a good manager, but an excellent one. People who look at themselves first to find out if there is a problem that they did to make this situation happen, those are the best managers around. Okay, the ones that don't have any humility, the ones that constantly just bark orders and point fingers and blame other people for everything, those are the worst managers. So you get to ask yourself, do I want to be one of the best managers or do I want to be one of the worst managers? Because the poor managers out there that are forcing everybody to just quit or to call in sick all the time or create really bad atmospheres at work, those are the ones that don't care about anything. They just want to blame other people because they don't ever see themselves at fault for anything. Those are the worst managers there are. So the best managers always look within to see if they can figure out a solution to the problem first. This is also very handy because really we can't fix anybody else. We can't make somebody else take responsibility for something. We can't make somebody else be more responsible. We can't make anybody else do anything. We can change ourselves. We can change the way we do things. We can change the way we look at things. We can change the way we feel about things. We can change ourselves completely. We can't change other people. So if you can find a part of the problem that's yours and you can fix that, you just gone a huge step in making sure that this problem doesn't happen again, because you can fix you. You can't fix somebody else. So looking at yourself as the reason why something happened is the best thing you can do to fix the situation. So anyway, that's a little spiel about resentment banks and how people, you can irritate somebody and they won't say anything. They'll just keep going, and then you'll irritate them again, and they won't say anything, and they'll just keep going. And after a few resentments, they'll start to tell their friends, "Gosh, Mike this and Mike that," and pretty soon everybody's talking about Mike this and Mike that, and now the whole atmosphere of the working environment is now crappy. And people are starting to get angry and depressed, resentful. They're starting to not take that great a care of work that they're doing, and it's going to affect the customers as well. So make sure that if something goes wrong, look to see if you did something that participated in that. And if you did, fix that. And then go around and talk to the other people who were also involved in the problem and see if we can figure out what the issue is and fix that as well. All right, now this one's going to take a little practice. I mean, it's going to take months to get this to be your normal routine, is when there's a problem arises, you look to see if did you do anything to create this problem or to participate in this problem and fix that. and other people are going to notice that you're going to take responsibility for your part of a problem, they're going to look and they're going to admire that, because not a lot of people do that. A lot of people just point fingers and try to escape as much blame as possible. But if you pop up and say, oh, yeah, I did this thing over here, I'm really sorry about that. Here, let me fix this for you guys, etc., and then try not to do that again, and then you've done what you can to repair the situation. And that's really the best that we can do. So thanks for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week.